How I'm becoming a millionaire through quantum leaping. There is resistance already. So why should I listen to her? Why should I even put this video on? She's not a millionaire yet. She didn't prove to us anything. Blah, blah, blah. This is the model that we're living in, and this is the main problem. This is why people can't attract things. This is why they can't change their circumstances. This is why they live the same life every single day and then wonder what these people are talking about on the internet. These new age crazy people, like, what are they talking about? This Neville Goddard, please, okay. I wish I was a scientist sometimes. I wish I could, be in the laboratory. But at the same time, if I kept on looking for proof for who I am, I would never be that being. Because proof only comes after you are fully identified and believing in suchness. And so, when I share a video on the internet that says how I'm becoming a millionaire through a quantum leap, I recognize that there's backlash, not just in my own mind, but in the culture, so we'll take care of that now. We'll mystify this even more, and the people that don't resonate will get annoyed and leave. And now I have the people that are listening and are ready to change. I don't like when people don't take this stuff as literal. When you are living in a mental universe, a mind, and really just, you're living in imagination. Most human beings make sense of reality through their own interpretations of imagination, which is in their own field of consciousness, right? They believe it's like, I'm in this being. I'm experienced this life, and I'm interpreting it through my imagination of how I think things are. When you break that down, and you come into the collective, holistic, interconnective experience, reality, that is here before you start thinking, before you start saying, I'm this, it's here. It can't be explained well through logic and practicality and rationality and scientific method and experiments, because that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter when you're actually creating and manifesting and changing your life circumstances literally in seconds, overnights, days, because the deeper you go with your I am, the more you come to face your truth, and the more that you are able to see, okay, I have the possibility now opening up to me that I can be anything I really want. And so, who I am on the inside is going to reflect my outside. This is like classic stuff that we all talk about. That I feel like is shared, you are who you are on the inside. I don't even know if that makes sense. Okay. Let's just say, for instance, you have an experience in your life that you do not like, and you want to change it. But the way of you going about it is through linear time. Oh, I'm going to do this step, and this step. Fuck all that. Let's quantum leap. Because I don't want to take 6 years and get a degree and then go through the schooling process all to get a job making $50K a year. Because they have it and they have a stability experience, whatever the fuck. I don't want to do that. I want to leap. Okay? So what do? I go in, I get the notebook and pen. So what's coming up for me? I'd start doing inner work. Inner work is not just about getting your psychology right. Inner work is about literally deconstructing blocks that are holding you back from getting to what you want. And so I'm not about out here to say to you guys, hey, you are the creator of your universe. What I'm going to say is you are programmed from birth not to be conscious. You were programmed from birth to be a burden to yourself and society. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, there's good people. Yeah, I'm one of them that likes to bring light into the world. But majority of things aren't that way, unfortunately. So if you can see that, you could start to make change. And this reminds me of the scientific experiment where the double slits, once you observe the particle, once you observe the particles, they become waves, and then they go back to particles when they're not observed. So observation creates change, really, is what it's pointing to. Regardless, I don't care, because if I got an issue in my life, I got to put observation and awareness on it to try to understand what's going on there. Because awareness is that first step, because awareness is what you are, and awareness will bring you to the truth, and there you go. So, back to my thing with quantum. You're programmed from birth to be a burden. Sometimes you're good, you get good things from your familial, you get bad things from your familial. Depends on where you end up. I mean, I didn't have it too bad, but I've met people that have it bad, and have it worse than me, and I meet people that have it better than me. So regardless, you're always going to experience hardship because you're a human. And when we're experiencing our hardship, that's not a problem. This is not about going about life and never having an issue again, or easy breezy beautiful. Like, no, girl, I'm not like that. I'm a hardcore son of a gun, like I feel pain and sorrow all the way in, and I don't hide from any emotion that I experience in human life. I feel every human emotion as deep as I could, and my highs are really high, and my lows are really low. And I've accepted that, because it's warrior. And it's transmutation, it's alchemy, it's release, it's create, it's move forward now with the information and wisdom that you were just burdening with, right? Because you don't want to hold the destruction. You want to create from it so you could blossom into something higher and be led and to lead and to lead and lead and lead and led and led and lead and lead and lead and led. And that comes from the light, that comes from awareness, and that comes from change, and that comes from realizing that the mind that you were given and the mind that you have inside you isn't who you are, but you forgot because you live in a world that tells you think, therefore you are. And this is so toxic, because I recently just heard this on a podcast, so I'm not even going to try to take credit and say, like, I came up with this from my own understanding. It just actually blew my mind, because that was still in me. Like, that's still in me. That's Western culture. That's Western culture for you. So, no, this is what creates separation and compartmentalization. I don't even know if that's the word. Within a holistic interwoven net of universe. This is a holistic experience. This is a forest, not a separate tree. So that's a classic example. When you are in the forest now and you are no longer identified with your mind identification, Maya is fine. We call it Maya illusion. You realize that you can create a new structure. go beyond the materialistic paradigm and enter the quantum field. And that's what we're going to use it, because we're talking about quantum leap, so we're going to call it quantum field. And it's based on the idea that everything is energy, right? And if you can't see that, oh my God, I don't think you would be here. So I'm not even going to try to get into that. I would love to use my my default position to attack people that aren't mentally superior as me and conscious as me. Yeah. Listen, guys, everything is energy. We're going back to the point. I'm not gonna go there. I'm playing a prank on you. So, everything is energy. It's an energetic field. And we call it the quantum field. And so quantum, they say, this is what they say, and we're going to use it because we want to be a millionaire. We don't want to stay in the same situation. We want to manifest. We want to change. So we're going to take it on, and we're going to see how it works for us, and see the changes happening. So you just got to get on board, because once your life starts changing in a second, you're going to be like, all right, well, I don't really need scientific proof to explain this to the world. So here we go. Everything's energy, quantum field. It's late, and I'm spewing. I now am open to the possibility that if everything is energy, and that's all that experience is energy, and energy and imagination are the same thing from this standpoint, then I can imagine a possibility for my life that's different than what I have now and actually create it for myself. Because that possibility comes online, because that's available for you through the quantum field and through this understanding, you begin to shift your circumstances just by this knowing now. I had to gain momentum before I started changing a lot, like rapid change with money, with circumstances, with healing, with relationships and boundaries. Guys, honestly, I'm just about living like the best human life, and this is all part of it. Health, all the stuff. And I use these terms, but it's like, it's a very deep process. It's very nuanced. I mean, you're very deep in there. When you have baggage, or when you have trauma, when you have blocks, they aren't simple. So you're going to have your own journey discovering what's in you and what's going on in you. And that's gonna be very nuanced, very fancy, very specific, and very detailed in ways. And I've had my own. And I've had my own psychological breakthroughs and breakdowns. I can't play it up and say it's all fun when you're manifesting, because shifting an identity of who you are is about killing off the identity you once were. And when the stuff is coming up and you are working through it, doing whatever techniques you may need to do, this video is really not going to be on techniques. I'm just giving you a broad understanding of it, so the ideas are planted and the seeds are born within you. And the possibility is there now, so you can move forwards. I will say that it's quite challenging. But this is the good thing. It gets easier the more you build stamina with listening to your intuition and your guidance. So first we're deciding, hey, let's get on board with this, we're changing. We start listening to our inner guidance on what to do. In the beginning, it's slow. you are scared. You've never done these things. You're getting into the uncomfortable. You're getting into the fears. You're getting into this. You need courage to be built to follow through on guidance. You need faith to follow through on guidance. Huge amounts. Huge, big, huge. And you need to have a solid grounding of truth within yourself that's unshakable and unrecognizable in anything but within you. Okay, I'm going to repeat that point. It's unrecognizable in anything but within you. This is going to help you because you need discernment on what's true and what's false, and what to listen to and what not. So ready? You make the decision, you start moving in that direction, you start healing. I mean, for me, it wasn't even about I always dabbled in like these ideas. But I'm really talking about changing you as a human being. Permanent change as a human being so that you are the millionaire. Because you can't be a millionaire but still be broke and the same person you were when you were a kid inside. It's just not going to happen. So, as an adult, if you have never done inner work or psychological work or any type of healing, yeah, good luck trying to run a business or good luck trying to hold more responsibility and bring in more in your life. I learned that from a lot of queens, my sisters, my holy sisters, baby. These are my holy sisters. The people that you resonate online, that the inner work, when you get the guidance to invest in inner work. For me, like, I had to invest in some inner work in the beginning when it was hard. You know, when it was hard and God's telling me drop 5K right now on inner work, okay? I don't want to fucking do it! I don't want to do it! And yet, I do it because I know guidance tell me I do it, okay? So guidance tells you do it and you do it. You face the fear, you get the courage, you level up. There's a leap right there. That's a quantum leap, okay? So when you invest into something larger than you would ever do, you leap because it stretches your rubber band. Now, if you don't have the money for it and you are like, oh my God, should I do this? You're not going to get that guidance. I'm almost certain. Why would the divine be like, hey, get this so you can be in debt and be in homeless? No, we're obviously working towards healing and regulation, and we want to be safe in the body. So you have to have safety within your body to even do this type of freaking healing work. And to be a safe and secure individual for yourself and for other people. How the hell are you going to run a business or be a millionaire? It's just impossible. So you're going to go through the process of becoming a sound being, a sound nervous system, a deep healer. And you're going to love that because it's going to reap benefits for everybody. For everybody. And given the circumstance of the unconscious shadow, even when it looks like it's not benefiting, you are benefiting just by being able to walk in the darkness and say, hey, I'll face you, baby. I'm not afraid of you because you are in me. And that means you're my responsibility, even if you are a distorted, abused psychopath. I am still going to take responsibility for you because you are in my experience right now. So, the unconscious, I'm talking about the unconscious and all these things because you're doing your nervous system work. You're bringing up stuff from the unconscious. You're working through the shadow. You're working with taboo. You're undoing the patterns that you have inside yourself. You're letting go of things that no longer are aligned with who you are so that you can be the new version of yourself, so you can be the millionaire. Duh. Okay, so you do this. You go through this whole journey, and it's a continuous journey. But like I said, once you start to listen to the guidance, it gets faster and easier and you come closer to where you want to be at. So that looks different for everybody. I know what I want. And it gets clearer and clearer every single day that I do these leaps. And so when you can realize that this is possible for you, you can't not go down it. And if you do go down it, you are going to change the world. Because now we're in quantum field, and in the quantum field, you are the quantum field, which means you are the universe. I am. Therefore, I think. That's how you come to know your creator.